Summons issued to Mallikarjun Kharge. He was in the Enforcement Directorate office for more than 2 hours is the bit of breaking news we are tracking. Now remember, several voices from the opposition have come in criticizing this very move, especially because the parliament proceedings were also underway at a time that Mallikarjun Kharge, senior Congress leader, was called in by the Enforcement Directorate officials to the Young Indian office. Let me go across to Akanksha and Bhavtosh joining us on this broadcast. Akanksha, to you first. We are being told that his questioning went on for over 2 years in the presence of Enforcement Directorate officials in the Young Indian office. What more can you tell us?
Well, absolutely. It's been 2 hours since Mallikarjun Kharge has come to the office of Young India, which was sealed by the Enforcement Directorate yesterday in connection with this case. Now, it was sealed after the ED officials came here last evening but could not find any representative of the firm, after which they sealed the office of Young India. Now, Mallikarjun Kharge is the principal officer of Young India Private Limited. And while the parliament session was on and he was in the parliament, he was summoned by the ED and he obliged to it. He appeared here, but he also questioned the timing of the summons, saying that how can he be called for questioning when the parliament session was underway. But now he is here since the last 2 hours and he's at the ground floor where the Young India Private Limited's office is there. Yesterday, this office was sealed by the Enforcement Directorate. In fact, ED sources also said that when they reached there was no one here. There was just furniture, piles of documents, no chair, no table, and no employees at all. After which they pasted a notice at the front door stating that nobody can come inside without prior permission of the Enforcement Directorate. And the day before that, we also saw how raids were conducted at 12 places, including Delhi, Lucknow, and Calcutta. And here at Herald House, raids were conducted, which went on for several hours. Following which, in the evening, Mallikarjun Kharge along with Pawan Bansal came here, and we also saw earlier this year how they both were also questioned in connection with this case. So it definitely looks like ED is trying to find more and more evidence in connection with this case and is building heat here. And definitely this it appears like the trouble is mounting for the Congress party.
Well, raids were conducted in several locations in Delhi, Kolkata, and Lucknow. Bhavtosh, as far as the case goes now, questions, of course, being raised by the Congress leaders on calling in Mallikarjun Kharge at a time when the parliament proceedings were underway, be also calling it a breach of privilege. Those are the kind of reactions coming in from the Congress. But ever since the Young Indian office was sealed yesterday, the Enforcement Directorate maintained the only reason they did that is non-cooperation.
Yes, Christine. In fact, what actually happened was the fact is that the absence of Mallikarjun Kharge led to all this, and Congress is showing this entire thing as something that Sonia Gandhi and Rahul Gandhi is being arrested. Now, exactly what happened is that Mallikarjun Kharge is not physically present, and that actually led to this office being sealed. Now, what Enforcement Directorate is saying that because Mallikarjun Kharge was not present, illegally they cannot open this office, and that led to Enforcement Directorate sealing this office. Enforcement Directorate actually said that because Mallikarjun Kharge was not physically present, they had to lock this office, and they said that this was done temporarily. Now, as soon as Mallikarjun Kharge came to the office, they have said that they had sent their officers, and in his presence, they are carrying out raids and searches. No questioning of Mallikarjun Kharge is actually happening. Okay. They have said that they will carry out their searches. Once the searches are over, they will hand over the keys to Mallikarjun Kharge, and Mallikarjun Kharge can open this office, and Young Indian office can be operated from here. Remember, what actually happened here was that 16 hours of raids and searches actually happened here. And because the principal officer in this case, Mallikarjun Kharge, was not present here, they had no other option but to lock this office. So the
Enforcement Directorate maintaining, Bhavtosh, that they're only trying to follow due process and want to go ahead with searches in presence of the principal officer of Young Indian, in this case Mallikarjun Kharge, clearing the air really for many who are questioning the summons for Mallikarjun Kharge. I'll leave it at that and quickly play out the reaction coming in from Rahul Gandhi, because once again he's used this as an opportunity to hit out at the BJP and has in fact said that this is an attempt by the party to intimidate us, something that they will not succeed in eventually. Listen in.
यहीं पे आज प्रदर्शन होगा राहुल।
नहीं, देखिए आप नेशनल हेराल्ड की बात कर रहे हैं जी सर। देखिए ये पूरा इंटिमिडेशन का अटेम्प्ट है। ये सोचते हैं कि थोड़ा सा मतलब प्रेशर डाल के हमें चुप कर देंगे। हम चुप नहीं होने वाले जी। जो इस देश में नरेंद्र मोदी जी, अमित शाह जी कर रहे हैं लोकतंत्र के खिलाफ, उसके खिलाफ हम खड़े रहेंगे, चाहे कुछ भी कर दें, कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ता।
रण छोड़ने भी नहीं देंगे और भागने भी नहीं देंगे।
मतलब
संबित पात्रा कह रहे हैं
कि भागने नहीं देंगे और रण की बात कर रही है, लड़ाई की बात कर रही है कांग्रेस पार्टी।
भागने की कौन बात कर रहा है? भागने की वो बात कर रहे हैं। देखिए सुनिए बात, हम इंटिमिडेट नहीं होंगे, हम नरेंद्र मोदी से नहीं डरते हैं। समझ गए बात? कर लें जो करना है, कुछ फर्क नहीं पड़ेगा। जो हमारा काम है, राहुल जी सुनिए जी, बोलने दीजिए जी, ठीक है। जो मेरा काम है देश की रक्षा करना, लोकतंत्र की रक्षा करना, देश में जो हार्मनी है उसको मेंटेन करना, वो मैं करता रहूंगा। ये कुछ भी कर लें कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ता।
राहुल जी मोदी से तो मैं मतलब बिल्कुल नहीं डरता हूँ।
जो कि घर के बाहर बैरिकेडिंग हुई है उसको कैसे देखते हैं आप सर?
और लगाएं और बैरिकेडिंग करें।
और सर आपको जिस तरह से कल AICC मुख्यालय को भी बैरिकेड किया गया है।
सच्चाई को बैरिकेड नहीं करा जाता सर।
जिस तरीके से सामने आपके मैडम के घर के सामने
बढ़िया और करिए, सच्चाई को बैरिकेड नहीं
क्यों करना चाहते हैं, क्यों कर रहे हैं? राहुल जी कल जो आप लोग का कार्यक्रम है वो
आप वो कह रहे हैं कि आप प्रोटेस्ट नहीं कर सकते हैं। प्रोटेस्ट नहीं कर सकते। नोटिस आया है केसी वेणुगोपाल का भी अनएम्प्लॉयमेंट प्रोटेस्ट नहीं कर सकते।
पुलिस ने मना किया है, प्रोटेस्ट करेंगे, परमिशन नहीं दे रही पुलिस। आप लोग प्रोटेस्ट जारी रहेगा तो रोकिए, बिल्कुल रहेगा।
So those are the several reactions coming in from Rahul Gandhi, Akanksha. You know, that's the kind of response that is being sent out by several senior Congress leaders at this point in time, who are maintaining that they won't be cowed down, that you cannot barricade the truth. Because remember, we did see how security was upped across several Congress offices as well in the national capital, including the party headquarters. And that's what the Congress is making of it, that this is nothing but intimidation tactics.
Well, absolutely. Congress time and again has been saying that this entire case is a political vendetta. It is baseless case, and but today, in a fresh dive against the central government as well as the Enforcement Directorate, Rahul Gandhi said that this won't deter him. He won't bow down or be silenced, and especially that he is not afraid of the Prime Minister. So definitely, Congress is on its foot. Even as the Young Indian office was sealed yesterday, raids were carried out day before yesterday, and also they're planning to protest tomorrow also and bring up the heat against this fuel hike, and also against this case which is currently going on. On the day when raids were conducted at this office and various locations all across the country, we also saw how Congress leaders and members gathered here in a huge number and caught the police off guard. That was a huge protest, and it took police at least 45 minutes to control the protesters. So definitely Congress is repeating that it is a political vendetta. However, ED is saying that we're just following due process and nothing else.
Absolutely. So, Akanksha getting us all those details from outside the Herald House. Currently, Mallikarjun Kharge is still with the ED officials. There are a lot of Congress reactions coming in. Congress leaders, remember, yesterday were also in a huddle at the party's headquarters after the Young Indian office was sealed. And ever since, they've been alleging vendetta by the centre and harassment of Gandhis, who have so far, they say, cooperated with the agency. Listen in.
कहते हैं ना, अगर प्रतिशोध की राजनीति नहीं है, ऐसे कितने न्यूज़पेपर पे आपने ऐसा एक्शन लिया है। ये तो न्यूज़पेपर आज़ादी के पहले का है, और आज़ादी दिलाने के लिए उन्होंने अपना घर भी बेचने को तैयार हो गए थे। ऐसे एक संस्था को अगर आप दूसरे के साथ अगर जुड़ा दिए तो ये ठीक नहीं है। इसका मतलब यही होता है कि कांग्रेस को ख़त्म करने की उनकी नीति है। कांग्रेस कभी झुकने वाली नहीं है, वो लड़ते रहेगी।
ईडी का अभी भी कहूंगी कि एम्बोल्डन एंड एक्सटेंडेड डिपार्टमेंट ऑफ भारतीय जनता पार्टी बनकर रह गया है कि ऑपोजिशन के सारे नेतागण हों, उनके दफ्तर हों, उन पे छापे मारकर, उनको सील कर कर ये प्रेशर बनाने की आदत है कि इनको किसी भी तरीके से इनको रोका जाए, इनको चुप कराया जाए और कोई देश में विपक्ष ही ना रहे। ये केंद्र सरकार का पूरा षड्यंत्र है। हम इसकी लड़ाई लड़ते रहेंगे और संजय राउत जी खुद आप देख रहे हैं किस तरीके से ईडी के हिरासत में है। ईडी जब पार्लियामेंट सेशन में है ना चेयरमैन को बताए, वाइस प्रेसिडेंट ऑनरेबल चेयरमैन को, राज्यसभा के चेयरमैन को ये इन्फॉर्मेशन दिए कि उनको डिटेन किया जा रहा है या अरेस्ट किया जा रहा है, तो जो मनमानी काम हो रहा है और सारी कॉन्स्टिट्यूशनल अथॉरिटीज को अंडरमाइन किया जा रहा है, वो दुर्भाग्यपूर्ण है।
He has seized the office of the National Herald Case. How do you respond to it?
Everything is political vendetta. Let them do whatever they want. We will fight it out. We are believing in rule of law. We will go. We will believing in rule of law.
So there are continuous raids going on. So
Yeah. These are all parts of political vendetta. Nothing else.